Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com, and this morning we're getting ready to make some hamburger rolls and probably some hot dog rolls too, just a few. So we're using the recipe for just a classic white bread, and I'm using my new Oster stand mixer. Now I got this because of making meringues for pies and stuff, and then I also thought after watching a video from Noreen's Kitchen, I really like the way she cooks, and so she had all this trouble with a KitchenAid stand mixer, and so then she ordered another one. And anyway, I'm going to link her video down below to this video to show you kind of what she went through. So anyway, I was of course looking at the KitchenAid, but after watching her video, I decided against it and decided to try one. I just got, I think it's inexpensive for a stand mixer. It was only $139. Let me show you what it looks like at Walmart. And I'm just going to give it a try. Now, I really like to knead my own bread dough, but I'm willing to try something different. So we're going to do that today and see how this works, because when I looked at her Noreen's Kitchen's video on the bread, I really liked the way that mixer kneaded up that bread. So, in fact, she's got, I think, about 3 different videos on the KitchenAid mixer. If I can find all 3 of them, I'm going to link them down below. Maybe y'all might want to look at them. So anyway, I decided on the Oster stand mixer simply because when I went to Walmart, this one had the most gone. So, I didn't really do a lot of research on it, but with Walmart, I can take it back within 90 days as long as I keep the original receipt and put it back in the original box. So I figure I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to give it a try. If it works, and it works well, after I've tried it for a while, I'm going to, of course, be making meringues and stuff like that. And if it works, hopefully, the way they say it will work, then I'm going to recommend it. But right now, we're just trying it out. All right, so for this recipe, the first thing it says to do is add in 2 cups of flour. Well, let me give you the recipe first. I think I altered their recipe just a teeny bit. I'm reading it from underneath here. 1 cup of milk, and you want to scald that milk to kill the enzymes in it. 1/3 cup water, 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of sugar. And the way I altered it is I'm using a tablespoon of yeast, simply because I really like the yeast taste in bread. 1½ teaspoons of salt, and 3 cups of bread flour. And I'm using my new go-to brand is gold medal bread flour. I think it actually works better than the King Arthur, and it's a lot cheaper. All right, so the first thing the recipe says to do is add in 2 cups of the flour. Let's see if that's about right. More. So it's 2 cups of flour in the mixer. I'm going to go ahead and add the dry yeast, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 1½ teaspoons of salt. And it says to mix that up. And this is my first time trying the mixer, so I'm kind of excited about it. So then the instructions say to combine these ingredients on speed 2. So we're just going to turn it on. I think I'll probably need my spatula too. Just stir that down just a little bit. Alright, back on. It's not very loud, I like that. Okay, Now the next thing to do is add the milk mixture, and the milk is of course scalded, and it's right at 115 degrees. So I've got the 1 cup of milk, I've got a 1/3 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of butter, and I've got it at 100, and I think that was 115, but let's see, they say 110 to 115. Let me check it again just to be sure, because if you get the wet mixture too hot, it's going to start killing your yeast. Let's see, this is at 117 degrees. Maybe I'll stir that a little bit and cool it off just a little bit more. Alright, so what we're going to do is slowly add this in to the flour and yeast mixture and sugar. And then it says add milk mixture and beat it until it's fluffy and blended, which would take about 2 minutes. Alright, so I think we're ready. So we do that on speed 2 still. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. So we've got it all added in now. And the only other thing we have to add is the 1 cup of flour that was left over. So I think I need to stir that down from the sides just a little bit. Yeah, I'm really excited about this because around Christmas time and all, I make a lot of rolls and that kind of thing. Cakes, cookies, all that. So hopefully this will help me and save me a little time. Alright, so it says to mix that for 2 minutes, so we'll be back. Okay, the first ingredients are all completely incorporated now. And now I'm going to add the remaining cup of flour, and it says to add it 1/2 cup at a time. So that'll be about half of this. Y'all see? No. There. So it says to mix it on the speed 2 until the mixture leaves the side of the bowl. And it's pretty much done that now. And then it says to increase the speed to 4 and let it knead for 5 to 7 minutes. So, okay. Actually, I'm going to cut it off and get that flour off the top part there. It has definitely left the side of the bowl. Let me show y'all. See, it's definitely left the side of the bowl. Alright, so now I'm to turn it up to speed 4 and do this, let it knead for 5 to 7 minutes. So there's my little dial. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay, so there's speed 4, so we're going to knead this for 5 to 7 minutes, and we'll be back. Did you hear how the the mixer was cycling a little higher and then a little lower. And I did read the instructions and it said that was normal. So this has actually been kneading this for about 7 minutes. So let's see what it looks like. And I did add 2 more tablespoons of flour because the recipe calls for 3 cups plus 2 tablespoons. So I just went ahead and unplugged that. See if we can get that off there. Yeah, I like the way it comes right off of this little dough hook here. All right, let's see what it looks like. There it is. Very smooth, and it doesn't stick to your hands, which is perfect. So I'm just going to form it around in a little ball here, and then we're going to put it down in a greased bowl, and I'm going to put it back behind here on my heating pad and let it rise. Let's see how long they say to let it rise. Cover and let rise in draft-free place until doubled, about an hour. All right, so there it is. It does make a very smooth dough. And while it was kneading, I just went in and took a break. All right, so I'm going to turn that around in the bowl and get the top of it greased. And we're going to cover this with some saran wrap. We'll let it double in bulk, so that'll be about an hour. And that way I can be doing something else while this is happening. All right, y'all, we'll be back in about an hour. All right, we are back, and the bread dough has doubled in bulk. There it is. So we're just going to punch it down. Then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of flour on my surface here. I've got some saran wrap here. See if we can't shape these into some hamburger buns. And I'm just going to use an old plastic glass because it's the right size for me. So I'm just going to put that flour down, the dough, excuse me. Let me turn this down so you can see. Now we like really thin hamburger buns and thin hot dog buns, really thin. So I'm going to roll this out. Pretty thin. This is just a piece of PVC pipe. Just put a little flour on that. Just rub it in. That's my dogs outside barking. All right, so we're going to start cutting this out now. Well, let me get my little ruler because I know that the hot dog buns, the hot dogs are the bun length hot dogs and they're 6 inches. So just make a line here. This is just a little ruler I keep in the kitchen. And I want them about that wide. So I'll measure off 6 inches now. That'd be about right there for that one. I will make that one about 6 inches. Same for this one, and that one. I'll just use my pizza cutter to cut that dough. And now I'll do it. So there you go. And I'm just going to put this on some parchment paper. If I can get my pan out past my camera here. Well, actually, I'm going to put them on the other pan. because I'm gonna make both hot dog and hamburger. So that one's about 6 inches. This one might be a little longer, but that's okay. Well, I don't have enough space to work this. I can just sit it right there. Let's cut that corner off that one. I'll stretch this one out a little more. If we got room for one more, we'll just use this one. Press that corner in and stretch it out a little more. Now, I like super thin hot dog buns and hamburger buns, so I'm just mashing them down. I'm going to double in bulk again. So, all right, so there's the hot dog rolls. And so now we'll do the hamburger rolls. All right, here we go. See how many we can get out of here. All right, so we got 5, and we're going to place these on some parchment paper. Not too close together. Now let's, okay, I got one more down here. All right, now let's just take our dough and rework it. I'm just kneading it all back in together. Get a little flour on that. Now these won't be as pretty as the first ones, but we don't want to waste any of this dough. See if we can get 3 out of this. Right, there's 1, 2. Again, I'm flattening them out a lot because I don't like the really thick hamburger rolls. And this one, let's see if we can get one more here. Just kneading it all back together. See how it draws back up. Alright, so here are my hamburger rolls. Not to waste anything, we're just going to roll this one back up. Yeah, unlike other doughs, like for biscuits or whatever, overworking them makes them really tough. But in the case where you're making yeast, it's almost like you can't work it enough. It just still does okay. So I'm going to mash this one out in somewhat of a rounded shape. Just put that one here at the side. So here, then I'm going to stretch those back out a little bit. Again, I want them thin. All right, so we're going to let these double in bulk. And when they've doubled, then we're going to bake them at about 400 degrees for probably about 20 minutes. And we're going to spread some butter out on top of them. Let's just put this little baby right down there. All right, so I'm going to put them in the oven and just turn the oven light on and probably put a little pan of hot water in there. Let them rise for probably about 30 minutes and then we'll be baking them. So we'll be back. All right, our hamburger buns and our hot dog buns are done. What I do is I brushed them with butter about halfway through the cooking and also after they got done. And I just cut these hot dog buns just about halfway down. And we'll be freezing those. I do the same thing with the hamburger buns. I just go ahead and cut them all the way through. There they are. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I fried out some hamburgers while these were cooking. We'll go ahead and fix the hamburgers, and we're also having some chili with that. And what you hear in the background are my dogs, because Mr. Bucky went to Columbia and do some errands, and he stopped by the pet store and got the dogs 2 squeak toys. So that's what we've been hearing for the last 30 minutes. So anyway, I'll fix these hamburgers and we'll be right back. All right, we've got the hamburgers ready. They're small little hamburgers, and along with some Wendy's chili that Mr. Bucky picked up. He had to run some errands in Columbia. And there's mine. I think we've got extra meat in the chili, so we didn't need a great big burger. But anyway, there are the buns. Here's the recipe I used. Right there. Y'all can stop your little YouTube video and look at the recipe. It was pretty simple, and I made it in my new Oster blender. My Oster mixer, stand-up mixer. And I'm really liking it, but I gotta use it a lot more, like for meringue and for mixing up cakes and that kind of thing. But so far, I like it. There are the buns. I think some of them got a little too brown. And there are the hot dog buns. They turned out perfect. And these are the buns that I kneaded them so I wouldn't waste the dough. But anyway, yeah, we like the thin hamburger rolls. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. One more look at the recipe I used. And this is not normally the recipe I use, but it's close enough. All right, we'll see y'all next time.